Now turning overseas, the first United Nations convoy carrying aid to the victims of last week's earthquakes has entered the rebel-held region of northwest Syria after passing through a newly opened border crossing. The number of people killed in the earthquake has now passed 41,000. As part of an agreement with the United Nations, 2 new border crossings have been opened into rebel-held parts of Syria to allow aid into the country. In southeast Turkey, anger is growing at the government's apparent failure to ensure building standards were maintained, making the earthquake's destruction much worse.
Every time they hear the helicopter here, there's a sudden burst of hope and a rush of adrenaline. 8 days after an apocalyptic earthquake, the staff at Adana City Hospital are still receiving survivors. This time, it's a 26-year-old teacher. This is the moment Emine Akgul was discovered. It's more than 200 hours since her 6-story building has collapsed. She's exhausted, on the edge of life and death.
In the 8 days she's been trapped, she might be suffering tissue damage due to hunger and thirst. Our patients will most likely suffer from renal failure, and that's why we'll have to monitor her in our intensive care unit.
It's hard to fathom how anyone made it through these doors, especially 8-month-old Birce. She fell from the 5th floor. Her leg is broken, but doctors are hopeful she'll make a full recovery. In Antakya, the burden of the search is heavy. But no one is ready to let go. The night before, a couple was rescued, and now the race is on to find their 26-year-old son.
You don't hear sounds anymore. After 3-4 days, you cannot see sounds, but you say, if you hear my voice, can you please hit against the wall with something? Any kind of noise. And we have some gadgets, sonar gadgets, we can hear clearly, even if it's scratching the wall with the nails.
But after an agonizing wait, the worst news. The family forced to identify his body. The loss here is as cruel as it is coarse. Yet still they search, looking for any little clue that may help them salvage life, or at very least, honour the dead. Cordelia Lynch, Sky News, Antakya, Turkey.